Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People? Lakhani Hindu Academy. It's going to be a short one. I had a pretty long day, but this was one... We'll just say this is the one thing, if you understand what I'm talking about. But if you don't, it's fine. Anyways, it's going to get started. Why do bad things happen to good people? From my understanding so far is that if you believe in reincarnation and you believe in the good and bad karma that you accumulate, then that's the reason why you have why bad things happen to good people, because of the karma of your past. So, and again, bad things doesn't necessarily mean bad things, but I guess it could. I mean, obviously it is, but at the same time doesn't necessarily mean the worst things. So for example, if you wanted to buy a car, a phone, ice cream, or whatever, no, it's the bad thing is you didn't. Perhaps the bad thing is you just didn't get it then. Maybe next year, maybe tomorrow, maybe 2 years, 5 years down the road. But eventually you'll get to it. Maybe you didn't get the promotion. Maybe you didn't get the job or the play, the act, the part of a play or whatever it may be. Those are, in a sense, bad things, light bad things, but bad things nonetheless. But it kind of just sets you back a little bit. It's not necessarily you got the benefit of whatever you're trying to get, but it's still a kind of a bad thing. So anyways, I'm going to give this video a shot.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
And we are not going to edit out the part by saying that why do good things happen to bad people. Because you see all these baddies, kind of driving, big cars and living in mansions. So how dare they? So of course the question is a very interesting one. Because we all want fairness, and we hope that if you are goodies, of course, goody things should happen to us, and we should never have any difficulties in life whatsoever, and those baddies must rot in hell. And this is standard kind of simplistic way we like to view life. The answer is this: really speaking, there is no goody and no baddie. We are all a mixture, all of us. However grand we may think we are, the stuff that we possess is a mixture of good and bad and kind of mixed up. So it is the question is, if you want to really answer the question, you say that all of us, all human beings, struggle or try and make sense of life, and life is a struggle. And in the process, a lot of things gang up against us which are not really under our control, and in a way sometimes push us in the corner, and we suffer and we struggle. Sometimes we may be very good, but we are still struggling. And sometimes we may be really horrible people, but things just work out in our favor, and we are having a marvelous time. But this is not the resolution of the human condition. The resolution is this, really. Despite what you may feel as a, kind of living it up, really when you analyze the lives of even the very rich and the very famous, you might think that, well, they are not really good people, but they are very famous and they are pop music, pop stars and all that. Surely their life must be a bed of roses. If you really check them out, check out their lives, it is quite miserable. I mean, forget about all the pop stars or the evil people. Let's look at this life of the Queen, the Queen of England.
I mean, it is very true. The only thing that most people see, generally speaking, are the good things in these rich people's lives, and you don't see the fact that a lot of them are, in a sense, suffering. Now, mind you, it's really kind of weird to say that rich people are unhappy. They have a lot of money and they're unhappy. But a lot of people don't see that, money doesn't exactly bring you happiness. It does make life easier, that is for sure, but it doesn't guarantee happiness. And, obviously when you go out in the public, generally speaking, you put out a very happy face. You don't want to see people necessarily don't want to see you down. You want to be like, I'm living a good life because you're famous. Famous people are not supposed to have bad lives, so you put up a show, and you can kind of see that in celebrities and stuff, where they act like they're happy, they pretend like they're happy until it all just comes out on the news, like they're breaking up or whatever it is, and then you realize that they've struggled a lot of their lives, and then some people will say, well, who cares, they have a lot of money, they'll still be very happy, and people think, mostly in West, but probably in developed areas, that money brings happiness. Money makes life easier, not necessarily happiness.
Of course, everybody bows down to her, calls her Madame, and she can wear the Kohinoor diamond, and she can, start the parliament. Oh, she's in such a powerful position, very rich, so many servants, so many corgis snapping at her heels. Surely her life must be a bed of roses. But if you check her, look at her face, it's a giveaway. She seems to be struggling. She's supposed to be good and kind of nice, and still why is her face so drawn? Life is not that easy as it appears. You see, all of us are undergoing serious stresses, and whether you are good or bad or mixed, life is always going to be a hassle. It is always going to be tough for all of us. And we have to undergo this journey of life, go through these struggles in order to resolve the human condition. And this is what we are actually all about. And this is what religions are all about. It is trying to resolve the human condition. This is what the aim of religion is, not finding God. That's the way of resolving your condition, is to really make sense of what is going on, why I'm being buffeted. And I don't like being buffeted. So it's a struggle. And this is a sign of the spirit trying to manifest itself through this body and mind. It undergoes struggle. And underpinning all of them, good and bad, is the grand divine spirit. Even the baddies are really good underneath. That's what I'm saying. The Hindu tradition is very strong on this. We don't believe in some absolute evil and absolute horrible people. Everybody is essentially good. But some kind of are misguided, so they kind of take a scenic route and mess about with other human beings and do very horrible things as well. But underpinning all of us is really essentially good, trying to make sense of its condition and struggling with it, and being buffeted by lots of things which are beyond our control, which sometimes kind of gang up against us or in our favor. So you might win the lottery, or things can go really bad. Haven't you seen some families who say, my God, everything has gone wrong for this family? You say, why, oh why? Not because there are some horrible monsters. This world is like that. Lots of things add up, millions of things add up and produce an effect or a result which is our condition. And we have to undergo this struggle. So life, the idea is to, only thing to learn from this question is take on this struggle of life head on. Don't be a wimp, don't run away, don't go in the corner and cry and say, oh, I don't deserve it, why did this thing happen to me? Things happen like that. Stand up and respond to the issues that you face in a very, if you like, this is a man-making religion or a woman-making religion. It makes us into real men and women, and we should encourage that rather than be frightened of it.
It's really weird, I guess, whenever he says, deep down, really bad people are good inside. Whew, that's a hard one. If you go look at the extremes, the World War II German guy, and then the World War II Russian dude, during some portions of China's ruling. There's I forget which era it was, but it was a pretty bad one. It's it's hard to say that there's a good in them. I'm trying to understand that. How can you justify these people for their actions? I don't. Can't really think of it. If you guys can let me know, if you can think, how can you say that the German World War II, the Russian World War II, and I forget which, is it Mao? China, I believe. I think that's the right one. How can you justify their actions? It seems just pure, well, at least I'm a bit more familiar with Hitler and a bit more of the policies of China and Russia at the time, or the Soviet Union, were pretty bad. How can you justify their actions and say that they're really good inside? I can understand maybe misunderstanding, but it's a little hard to say it's a misunderstanding for, I think, these people. But at the same time, I can say I do believe that most people are in fact good. A lot of people who are bad, perhaps you look at, and probably in certain areas in Africa, Power Middle East, where I think of a video of the savior of I believe it's an American woman, where these people captured her. They just wanted money so they can buy drugs because they're all addicted. And she describes one of the children with darkened eyes, they're just wanting to, they're really addicted to it. And it's kind of sad. They capture people, they don't treat them well, obviously. Can't really treat them well because they're looking for money, but this is the only job they know, or only thing they know. You can't, it's hard to blame them, but at the same time, it kind of is their fault. So that's a rough one. But yeah, I understand about the people who are put in situations that they can't really change too much, You know, there's no food, there's no jobs. You have to, in a sense, steal or I don't know, do bad things to make it through life. Or people who have been really hurt through life, who've been used through life, who's been lied through life. You know, I can see them being kind of resentful towards people. But at the same time, that was them being good until they became bad. But it's never necessarily too late for them. But again, like World War II Germany, World War II Soviet Russia, and China during, I think it's Mao, I believe. I think these were hard to justify and hard to say that they're good. If you can explain that portion, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, that's the end of this video. If you like more content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.